Hello everyone, welcome to Hue at Home. I'm Tracy Koga. Well, it is now November, and yes, we did have some snow, but we promise you on this show we're going to warm your hearts with some music, some art, and some rock climbing. So don't go away. We're going to start off though with a great conversation with singer-songwriter Francois Klark. And let's just say South Africa's loss is Canada's gain. Well, we want to give a warm Winnipeg welcome to Francois Klark all the way in Toronto. And Francois, you said today was kind of gloomy and it's been raining in Toronto, but I think you're going to bring a bit of sunshine into our lives, though, I hope, with some music. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Tracy.
And I do have to say, after listening to you, it's like, okay, I know this voice. I know you sound so much like J.P. Saxe. It is.
Oh wow, fellow Canadian.
Yeah, I know, and I love his music too. And I think maybe why that came to mind is because of the songwriting. And I truly think that you are a very gifted songwriter because, like songs take us on a journey, but very few can actually make a listener visualize too as well. So.
Oh, thanks, Tracy.
Kudos to you, and you have won multiple awards. Like, you're no stranger to this whole music business. So let's talk about how you got into music.
I think, like a lot of songwriters, it kind of starts very, very young. Mm-hmm. Both my mom and my dad are both musical. Mom plays piano and guitar. My dad sings. Mom sings. So it was, and also my grandma's grand piano was just always in the house. And so my mom always encouraged us to be musical, sit in front of the piano, tinker on the guitar. Not that I'm good at the guitar at all. And then I just kind of, because the piano was always in the house, I just always spent a lot of time behind the piano, wrote little songs which were very, very not so good as a kid. And I still have a little tape with some of these really terrible songs on them. But like that love for songwriting just really, really started at a young age. And then mom and dad just did amazing. Like, they were so supportive, put me in choir and in musicals at the school, and that kind of just went into eventually had the opportunity to come to Canada to study music.
That's incredible. Now, home for you is South Africa. I mean, I guess our cultures are similar, but yet there's a lot of differences. So for you coming to Canada, what noticeable changes did you see?
I think, first off, the weather is incredibly different. That's probably the hardest thing. And every single winter, I kind of, I say, this winter I'm not going to be here. But I'm still here every winter. Even like toured across Canada one winter, and I will never do that again. It's so scary. Culturally, I think Canadians are, as the whole world kind of have labeled us, very kind and polite. Whereas South Africans are very wonderful people, but very to the point. You'll know right away, do they like you or don't, or if they don't like you. But both cultures very, very warm in that sense. I don't think there's too much of a difference there, but yeah.
And it's interesting, you said that you always had a love for music. Music in South Africa, how is that different than Canada, or are there, again, similarities?
It's incredible back home just because we have so many different, within that same country, we have 11 national languages. Wow. And so each one of those languages, you can imagine, just have their own group of people that have their own kind of music and their own, so it's the variety is incredible. And there's a lot of borrowing going on within the country. If you just listen to people speak, people are constantly borrowing words from Afrikaans or from Tswana or from Zulu or Xhosa, and so that kind of just ends up happening to the music as well. People kind of borrow from each other in the music, and there's a little bit of cultural crossover, and a lot of artists that would collaborate. The music scene has come a long way in South Africa. I'm kind of jealous that I didn't have the opportunity to be an adult in the music industry back then. I left South Africa when I was shortly after high school. And so I didn't really get a chance to be part of that music scene, but I've learned a lot. And a lot of my writing is so influenced by the music that I kind of just was around me as a kid in South Africa.
Oh, that's so, so cool. Now let's talk about this little pandemic thing that I guess has thrown a wrench into everybody's lives, and more so for artists like yourselves, touring and that live performance. So I guess, how was the adjustment for you?
Like for everybody else, it came pretty sudden, and I kind of found it a blessing in disguise, because it was so good for writing to be able to just be home and not have a whole bunch of things that kind of vie for your attention the entire time. And so you could sit behind the piano and your thoughts are just here. You don't have to be anywhere else. So a lot of the writing for the record that I'm releasing next year happened within the first 2 to 3 months that the first lockdown happened. And I kind of really enjoyed that process because it was so focused and things just moved so much faster. So I'm thankful. It's, obviously my heart is with everybody that has either gotten sick or has lost a family member. And I hope everybody's better now. And it was really good to be able to have that time to be able to focus on music.
Yeah, so let's talk about the album. Paper Planes the songs are so beautiful, and I have to say that video of you on the beach with that little piano, like and I thought maybe that's a toy because it's so small, but
no, it's a legitimate Yamaha harmonium pump organ. So you pump with your feet, and it has these billows, and so like not electronic. Everything is so organic and beautiful, and this thing is so old and creaky, and it was such a pleasure to be able to play that instrument. I just asked a bunch of my friends on Facebook whether anybody knew somebody that owns a harmonium, and there was a studio in Toronto that actually had one, and so the song was recorded on that harmonium, and then we were able to use it again for the music video. And I really, really hope once the record releases that I would be able to take that harmonium on tour with me.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, it'd be lovely.
But transporting it would be, I think,
you'd
very
think
costly.
It fits into the trunk of a car, like a normal sedan. So, like you said, it's pretty like toy and small.
Yeah.
So just you can sleep, put the back seats down in a sedan, and it fits in the back seat.
Well, there you go. Well, let's talk about touring. Like, where will you first go, or do you know yet?
And nothing solid yet, but I think I would start with Canada. So do some of the major cities in Canada, and then kind of go into Buffalo and the States a little bit, and do New York. And then I really want to make an effort to go to Europe for this album as well. I want to, there's just been an incredible amount of support in Norway, and so, kind of maybe do a little bit of the UK, and then do the Nordic countries a little bit, maybe a little bit of Germany. But I think, we'll do a little bit of Canada, a little bit of the States, and then a little bit of Europe.
Oh, that's, I guess, the beauty too of music, that it can travel and it has no boundaries. And just the whole creative process for you, because of your songwriting. Do you write the songs first and then the music?
I find that I can't separate the two. So if I have an idea for a song, I end up sitting in front of the piano, already filled with some kind of emotion or idea, and then I find that the chords kind of dictate the melody, and the melody in turn dictates the phrasing, the lyrics, and I just find everything kind of fits in together at the same time. I've never sat down and just written a bunch of lyrics and then took that lyrics and started putting music behind it, because I find if I do that, then a lot of the lyrics get chopped off and cut out.
Yeah.
For some reason I find the process of writing a song, everything happening at the same time, like the most the most rewarding way to do it for myself.
And so we've talked a lot about your process, and that you are mentioning that you want an album. So an album always has a producer, and there is a lot of production into it. Who do you like to work with? Who is your producer on this one, or are you the it guy?
I have a pretty clear picture of what I want. So what I tend to do is I'll finish writing the song, and then I'll do a rough mock-up of production. So I do some drum programming and some synth pads or whatever. And but I absolutely work with a producer. So for Paper Plane, the producer's name is Sean Wharton. He's a guy from Vancouver, and he has a project called On Planets, and I should check him out. He's really amazing. So he's doing the bulk of the record, and then I also worked with the first single, Sailing, was produced by a close friend of mine, Christian Berge, who is a composer for film and TV. So he writes for Murdoch Mysteries and Winona Earp. And I just, like with that first single, I just felt it has to be orchestral and beautiful. So he was the first call. So he wrote this beautiful orchestral arrangement for it. And then kind of just took the piano that I recorded in my little production demo session. And we just threw those MIDI stems into the computer and added like a nicer sounding piano. But so far it's been Christian and Sean that I've worked with. And then there's a couple other producers that I'm going to just pull in for certain aspects of the record.
Oh, you know what? Hey, it's more the merrier. But I've always found that kind of fascinating, right? Because, we just hear the finished product and we don't realize how many hands have been on this before.
Right, yeah.
And when you think of like all the big name artists, like it's not them really, it's their whole team behind them. And,
right.
and I think in today's day, I think Canada has so much talent, and
we've got so much,
yeah, and it's like people like yourselves too to bring that. I just hope that you can go back home. You said you're going to go for a visit, that you bring back a little bit of South Africa with you, because I think we need a little change. I think pop has run its course. I think it's time for a new sound, but.
No.
And maybe it will be you, Francois, with your new album. Congratulations, and I know that you're going to play a song, so you can introduce the song and enjoy.
Thanks. So this is Paper Planes, and it is the second single off of the record that's coming out in April. It is just a little song that I wrote after visiting Puerto Escondido in Oaxaca, and it's just about two lovers that's on the beach, and time doesn't matter. They're alone in the world, and it's just them. It's kind of just this moment where time kind of stands still. And like you said before, I was just trying to really use the lyrics to kind of paint a picture of what this moment is like between these two lovers. So this is Paper Planes. Sun goes down, twilight found us sitting on the beach. Another day melts away, and I can't wait to fall asleep with your sunburned skin next to mine, and the windows open wide, while the ocean air ripples through your hair, and my fingers trace your spine. Ooh, ooh, I'm yours and you are mine. Ooh, ooh, you and me till the end of time. Late at night under dim street lights, seems like neither of us knows the way. Around every corner, another road unfamiliar, but with you I don't mind being lost anywhere. Ooh, ooh, I'm yours and you are mine. Ooh, ooh, you and me till the end of time. Ooh, I walk with you till the end of time. I promise you. Let's fold paper planes write on them all the names, all the places that you and I will go. We got plans, we got dreams, we got hopes, we got these promises wrapped around our fingers. I'm yours and you are mine. You and me till the end of time. I'm yours and you are mine, and we will be yours till the end of time.
So the Hive is a climbing and fitness facility, so we're bouldering only, which means no ropes or harnesses. We use mats for protection. The 4 pillars of our business are climbing, education, health and wellness, and community, and those aspects all kind of come together to create like a 5-star climbing experience.
Welcome back to Hue at Home. Coming up, we're going to go to a very special place right here in Winnipeg where you can climb to new heights and also be part of a real community. But first, we're going to head downtown and we're going to visit ArtBeat Studios' new location for Studio Central that features free art workshops. Hi, I'm Tracy Koga with something short and fun. This is a Hue soundbite.
This is the, our new location of Studio Central, our Urban Art Center, and we have just moved into the 2nd floor of Portage Place Shopping Center. And we're so grateful for our partnership with Portage Place, and they've been partnering with us since we opened up ArtBeat Artworks here about probably 7-8 years ago. So we're really happy that they're able to house another one of our programs here.
Studio Central runs free workshops daily from 11 to 5 p.m. with Thursdays dedicated to writing and poetry. Art supplies will be provided, and although these are adult workshops, minors are welcome if accompanied by a parent or guardian. Everyone is welcome here to explore their creative side in a safe and inclusive space.
We have a facilitator who kind of like teach anybody who wants to come and kind of paint along with the artist. Paint, jewelry making, origami, any like kind of creative, from printmaking, wood blocking, monoprint, you name it, we do it.
Studio Central is also a stepping stone for ArtBeat alumni like Kate Kaplan. She's one of the many facilitators working at Studio Central.
Studio Central is great for moving on from one step to another, and you don't even notice how you grow sometimes.
This is where, after the residency program, we try to encourage the artists to keep in contact and to start building that community for themselves, so they can continue on with their healing journey.
My name's Corey. I'm the managing partner of the Hive in Winnipeg. So the Hive is a climbing and fitness facility, so we're bouldering only, which means no ropes or harnesses. We use mats for protection. And with that, we set boulder problems on the wall where you're going to be climbing routes that are different colors and encourage you to problem solve and kind of figure out how to move your body through space, and gives you a bunch of different options to try of all abilities.
it takes discipline, self-discipline to take on some of these feats. You know, just looking around at the different walls, it's a lot of fun. I love it. Like, I'm still a beginner, but if I had the time to get out here more often, I'd be here every night.
Yeah, so climbing's great because it has a little bit of social, physical, and mental aspects to it. So that problem-solving aspect is a big component. It's like a physical puzzle, but it also creates like a bit of a social community where you're working with the people nearby to figure out how to get through it. And it's great for your health, mentally and physically in that sense. The 4 pillars of our business are climbing, education, health and wellness, and community, and those aspects all kind of come together to create like a 5-star climbing experience by working in that social, mental, and physical realm to work together in that activity that's a little bit beyond that traditional fitness.
I'd say if you're looking for a good time, if you're looking to challenge yourself, or if you're looking to just hang out and be around friends and family, it's a very warm place to be, and it can be exciting.
What's up? Ooh, say what, say what, say what? Girl, you know what's up? Ooh, say what, say what, say what? So tell me what's up? I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. Girl, you know what's up? Say I'm feeling you, and I'm more than you. So tell me what's up? Girl, you know what's up? Ooh, say what, say what, say what? Girl, you know what's up?
We want to give a very special thank you to all of our special guests on today's show and leave you with this question. What is the most daring and adventurous thing you've ever done? We want to know, so send us an email to hello@ilikehue.com or message us on Facebook and Instagram at iLikeHue. But for now, stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you next time on Hue at Home.
Miles away, and I can't wait to fall asleep with your sunburned skin next to mine, and the window